Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute pleasure to be here today to talk about one of the most revolutionary cars in automotive history, the 1934 Chrysler Airflow. This vehicle was not just another car that rolled off the production line, it was a groundbreaking achievement in design, engineering, and aerodynamics, setting the stage for future innovations in the automotive industry. When we look at the Airflow, we see a car that was truly ahead of its time, a masterpiece that combined science with elegance, function with form, and innovation with practicality. To understand the significance of the Chrysler Airflow, we must first travel back to the early 1930s, a time when cars were still built with a rather simple, boxy design. Automobiles of that era were largely designed without much consideration for aerodynamics. The idea of wind resistance and airflow was barely a topic of discussion. However, Chrysler, under the leadership of Carl Breer, along with his colleagues Fred Zeder and Owen Skelton, decided to challenge this traditional thinking. They wanted to build a car that was not only more efficient but also provided greater stability, comfort, and safety. Carl Breer was deeply influenced by the shape of aircraft and how they glided through the air with minimal resistance. With this idea in mind, Chrysler engineers collaborated with Orville Wright, one of the pioneers of aviation, to study aerodynamics. They conducted wind tunnel tests, something unheard of in the automobile industry at that time, to determine the optimal shape for a car. What they discovered was remarkable. Traditional car designs were highly inefficient when it came to air resistance. The results of their research led them to create a streamlined body, which ultimately became the Chrysler Airflow. One of the most notable aspects of the Chrysler Airflow was its innovative body design. Unlike conventional cars that placed the engine at the front and passengers far behind, the Airflow featured a more balanced weight distribution. The passengers were placed between the axles rather than over the rear axle, which resulted in a smoother ride. This engineering approach significantly improved handling and comfort, making it a joy to drive compared to other cars of its time. Another major innovation was the car's unibody construction. Unlike traditional body-on-frame designs, the Chrysler Airflow had a rigid, single-piece body that provided enhanced structural integrity and safety. This was a major advancement in automotive engineering, as it made the car more durable and resistant to twisting and flexing. This innovation laid the groundwork for modern cars, which largely use unibody construction today. Aerodynamics played a crucial role in shaping the Airflow's appearance. The car had a rounded front end, a sloping roofline, and a streamlined profile that reduced wind resistance. The grille was no longer a simple, upright design but was curved and integrated into the body to allow air to flow smoothly over the car. Even the headlights were recessed into the fenders to further enhance the streamlined effect. The result was a car that could cut through the air with much greater efficiency than its boxy counterparts. In terms of performance, the Chrysler Airflow was powered by a range of inline-8 and inline-6 engines, which provided ample power for its time. With its improved weight distribution and aerodynamic efficiency, the Airflow was capable of achieving higher speeds with greater fuel efficiency. It also featured advanced suspension systems that provided a more stable and comfortable ride, making long journeys more enjoyable for passengers. Despite its many innovations, the Chrysler Airflow faced significant challenges in the market. One of the biggest hurdles was public perception. The car's futuristic design was drastically different from what consumers were accustomed to, and many people found it too radical for their tastes. Additionally, some early production issues led to reliability concerns, further discouraging buyers. The automotive market of the 1930s was still very conservative, and many customers preferred the traditional designs offered by competitors such as Ford and General Motors. As a result, the Airflow did not achieve the commercial success that Chrysler had hoped for. However, despite its struggles in the marketplace, the Chrysler Airflow left a lasting legacy in the automotive industry. Many of the design principles pioneered by the Airflow, such as aerodynamic efficiency, unibody construction, and balanced weight distribution, became standard features in future cars. Automakers eventually embraced the concept of streamlining, and by the 1940s and 1950s, aerodynamic design became a key element in automobile manufacturing. The Airflow's influence can also be seen in some of the most iconic cars that followed. Vehicles such as the Volkswagen Beetle, the Tucker 48, and even modern cars with sleek, wind-cheating shapes owe a debt to the pioneering work done by Chrysler in the 1930s. What was once considered too advanced for its time became the foundation for future innovations in car design. Today, the Chrysler Airflow is celebrated as a classic automobile and a symbol of bold engineering. Collectors and automotive enthusiasts appreciate its uniqueness and historical significance. The Airflow represents a time when engineers and designers dared to think differently, to push boundaries, and to create something truly extraordinary. It is a reminder that innovation is often met with resistance at first, but in the long run, it paves the way for progress. As we reflect on the Chrysler Airflow, we should take inspiration from its story. It teaches us the importance of vision, persistence, and the willingness to embrace change. The Airflow may not have been a commercial success in its day, but it laid the groundwork for the cars we drive today. It reminds us that being ahead of one's time is not always easy, but true innovation often takes years to be fully appreciated. So, as we celebrate this incredible automobile, let us remember the pioneering spirit of those who built it. The Chrysler Airflow was more than just a car, it was a revolution on wheels. It challenged conventions, redefined automotive design, and ultimately shaped the future of transportation. For that, it will always hold a special place in the history of the automobile. Thank you. I've drafted a 50-minute speech on the 1934 Chrysler Airflow, covering its history, design, impact, and legacy. Let me know if you'd like any modifications or additional details.